We have one more settlement to go, and it is once again a world event, this time the Bankrupt Trader. Our starting glade only consists of a thunderfish pond and an algae pond. We also have to focus on generating 250 amber this game, which means a lower priority on villager resolve and a greater priority on industry and trade. There's a haunted cooperage, which we can cleanse to get the 3-star packs of luxury goods and the 3-star barrels that we need to make the wine and the tea. We already have +1 to oil production, and by completing our next order we can get another +1. So I really do like 3-star oil here. This is actually quite an interesting one. We can get a further +2 to oil production. The temple scales with sacrificing resources, so we could all in on oil production. And so for the rest of the game we should be able to sacrifice oil to get global production speed, which also improves our temples effect. Welcome back. This is the second half of our Bankrupt Trader game on Prestige 6 in the Coastal Grove. I will link the first half in the description if you want to watch that first. It's now Year 3 drizzle, so it's time for a cornerstone. This is the kind of game we could get a lot of value out of friendly relations, but I'm not overly concerned about resolve, more about making amber. I think grain delivery line is a good option. It's an in-between solution to make oil while we wait to bring the fish in from the ponds. We also have orders to choose. +1 to packs production would be amazing, but finding 2 empathy events seems a little far-fetched. I know for sure we can complete this loyalty order just by finding caches, and the rewards are good enough. I'm mainly taking it for the consistency rather than the rewards. Profitable trade is a lot cheaper, and also easier to complete because we don't have the trade goods recipe. And I'd say the rewards are even comparable or even better with the +1 planks production. I want to ship off this pack of luxury goods route before the end of the season, both to work on our order and also to start earning our amber. So to make those luxury goods, we could wait until this haunted cooperage is rebuilt. But it's going to be very tight with the end of the season. So instead of that, we could use the carpenter. It's marginally less efficient with the service goods, but they're cheap enough and efficient enough already as it is. We don't have an easy way to make any of these service goods at the moment though, so the best solution for that is to call Sotha. We brought in some berries from the cache, which means we can now send off another expedition. We'll go for another service building, looking for treatment for our foxes. Sotha is here, so we'll buy the cheapest luxury good that he has with our excess oil. Trade route is ready to go, taking a big chunk out of the 250 amber that we need to get. And the flawless cooperage is also up and running, so we can start our production chain to make even more packs of luxury goods. We have a group of newcomers. Mushrooms are a little bit more useful than eggs here, and foxes are easier to keep happy than frogs. There will be a lot of Blightrot in this storm, thanks to the prestige difficulty and all of our rain engines. But we won't really have a problem with it. We have so much fuel, and we can just have one villager start preparing some purging fire. There's another luxury route to run, but it's not very profitable, and given we're only going to have 2 trade route slots for this season, there's actually this fish route and fabric route that are far more profitable. The large fishing pond is depleted, which means we can now send off our fish trade route. Another expedition complete, earning us the clan hall, which is normally excellent, but not so good this game when we're not relying on meat-based foods or gathering camps. But we also get a sunken treasure. Ooh yes, +1 plank production is excellent. With only a few seconds to go until the storm, we just brought in enough fabric to send off our route. And we can also afford to send off another expedition. It's a little bit of a tricky storm to manage. We can't afford any woodcutters to keep our hostility below level 3 and prevent this cold front forest mystery, but we are still short on wood after processing it into planks and using it in barrels and our buildings. But once the temple is up and running, our hostility problem will go away because we can manually reduce it by sacrificing oil. We'll only have one trade route slot during this storm, so we'll use it to sell off our coats that no one likes. Our first trade route is here, immediately leveling up this settlement to level 2, and we can now sell off our coats, which will be the 4th route we need for this order. We also earned a blueprint from Resolve earlier in the storm, and I think the tea doctor is the clear best pick here. It lets us use our tea, which we're already producing, and the passive effect scales off of complex food needs fulfilled, which we've already been doing for the whole game. Let's see our year 4 cornerstone. Wow, Woodcutter's Prayer is amazing if we can afford to lose all of the oil that we've built up. The other two are very underwhelming, so it's between Woodcutter's Prayer and declining. I think +1 to wood production is just good enough. With all of our perks to oil production, we can pretty quickly get 80 back. We also have orders. Both of these are very doable. In fact, booming economy will be done any second with our trade routes. And I think the rewards are a little better as well. Faster traders is great, tools helps us open caches for our order, and extra villages doesn't hurt. Speaking of extra villages, we have newcomers. Clay lets us make bricks, which we're still quite short on, but the other bucket has tools for caches and an extra villager, which I think is too good. Another big trade route is complete. We've produced a big surplus of barrels in our cooperage to send off this route as well. Sahilda is here.
Hi.
And we finally get the reward for our packs of luxury goods. Got the amber we need for our world event, some building materials, tools for some caches, and some food inputs for skewers. We also have 2 more big trade routes complete. And in doing so, we've completed the trade routes order and the value of goods sold order. Most of our algae was being put into making fabric, so now that we bought some from the trader, I'm happy to send off this trade route. So we have 45 more amber coming in from these 2 routes. So that means we effectively have 215 amber, 35 to go. So once we've built up another few packs of luxury goods, we'll call a trader, and that should be 250. We'll use our building materials that we just bought to get this tea doctor up and running. Once we've completed the world event mission, we'll use treatment and the passive effect to push resolve for the win. Another expedition complete with another uncommon treasure. Nothing particularly exciting here, but we will take the extra luxury goods. I think that will be the last expedition we do this game. The food costs are getting pretty expensive. We don't even have a way to produce these complex foods. Built up another stack of luxury goods, so I've once again called the trader. But before we check what he has, let's have a look at our blueprint. I think the service buildings are the only useful ones here. The forum is definitely better, gives brawling and luxury. I have no idea how we're going to get 24 bricks to make it though, but it's still better than the other picks. Now let's see what Sotha has. There is the last 35 amber we need to complete the world event, plus some boots that everyone likes, and some training gear in case we can end up building the forum. Unfortunately, he didn't bring any bricks, which would have been the best building materials. We now have 205 amber, and we just have to wait 2 more minutes to collect these trade routes and complete our task. I think we have a chance to potentially win the game by the end of this year. To do so, we've got to try to get our hostility as low as we can, so that we can keep our villagers happy during the storm. So we can do that in a few ways. We can increase impatience by calling another trader after Sotha leaves. We're also obviously passively losing hostility over time by burning oil, thanks to the temple. And the final trick we have is our cornerstone from year 2. It lets us sell 30 amber worth of goods to reduce hostility by 15. So we could run this tools trade route that counts for 15 amber worth of goods sold, and it will be done during the storm. And we can sell off some of our excess goods to drop it even further. Our reputation is really flying up right now, over a point per minute, so that will get us there by the end of the year if we can keep it up during the storm. Our next summoned trader has arrived. We can pick up this perk for +2 resolve from the comfortable effect, at the cost of 15 more amber, as well as some bricks for our service buildings and some extra luxury goods. With the completion of this trade route, we can now make the payment to the Bankrupt Trader and complete the world event. Storm is here, and our villagers are still very happy, to say the least. And the forum is on its way up for even more resolve. So thank you for watching. Sorry that this video was a bit shorter than planned. I didn't expect to be able to make the payment and win in 4 years. Everything just went so smoothly, I guess. I hope you enjoyed anyway. See you next game.